I love watching people open advent calendars, any type of advent calendar, any brand, any size, anything. I will watch it. It's this new guilty pleasure I've developed. But I have to be honest, like in my real life, in the real world, I find getting 200, 500, even $1,000 advent calendars to be a little out of touch with reality, because I think if you like a brand, even if you love a brand, a franchise, a character, whatever, how many of these things do you really want? And are they the exact things you need? And it's like a little too much for me. For me, I come from the time where we had these little chocolate advent calendars, and you would pop a window each day to get this little chocolate treat, and that was enough. And that was about family and sharing, and it was about, doing a little something. So, in that spirit, I got my first advent calendar, and I got this one. I think it was $19 on Amazon advent calendar, and it's full of clay to make clay figures, I guess. I don't know. I haven't opened it, but I think it's more into the spirit of real life. You can open some clay every single day and then create a little thing. I don't know. I think it's going to be nice. I think this is what you should spend on an advent calendar. I don't know. Let me see how I feel about it. Maybe in a few years I will change my mind. But for now, this is what I wanted to try and share with you. So let's open it and get creative. I already took the plastic around it off, but it was kind of glued into it. Let's open it and see. Let's see if we can open it and see what we get. Okay. So you have this little Christmas scene with the characters you can make. And then this is the calendar itself. It says tools, so I'm guessing, oh, wow, this is really hard to get out. I'm gonna get that one out first. Let me put 13 back in, and let's see what tools they give us. I find with foam clay you can use anything as tools. So okay, so the black clay comes in here, a little shaping tool. What else? More little tools. These are not great, but they'll do. And more black clay. That's it for the tools. Okay, so that's like an extra, I guess. And this is where we start our first day. Oh, is that a spoiler of what you're supposed to make? I guess it definitely is. Okay, so here's what I like and what I don't like. I like that the clay, I have enough to do whatever I want, and this is only a suggestion. I do not like that there's no instructions, because I am pretty crafty, I think, and I know I can replicate this, but I think I would need instructions for someone else to enjoy it. So let's see. I don't know what to do now. Maybe I'll open them all and then I'll choose my favorites and see what I can create out of the clay. What do you think? That could be a good idea. So let's see. Number one is a dinosaur, I guess. Number two, it's a penguin. It's a really odd penguin, and of course you get black clay. And I mean, I know I'm gonna have leftover clay from the eyes and the beak, because so maybe I can make more stuff. So number three is the frog, and again, enough clay. Oh, you know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna roll after opening all of them or showing all of them to you. I'm gonna roll a number and see what I can create with the number I get. So we have a cheek and clay. This is not what I expected. Oh my god, that's an odd looking elephant. And a lot of baby blue clay. Oh, the possibilities. I don't like him. I would probably change it. 6, we get a dragon. See, this one, like I feel you need a little bit of instructions more than just the clay. You definitely need instructions. But we'll figure it out. I still would think that this would be, if my kids were younger, something I would have loved to open with them, or given to my mom to create with her grandkids, even if they don't nail it. I don't know. Like even now, maybe I'll grab a couple and make them with my kids and put them in the tree depending on the color. So I think that would be nice. Oh, this one I like. 8 is stacked snowmen, and of course you get the clays for that. I can tell you already, we're gonna get a lot of leftover clay. What does the puff fish have to do with Christmas? And I can see here, I don't really get the orange clay, but it's okay. 10. No, that's scary. Is it a clown? Is it a snowman? I don't know, it's just scary. You're gonna go on this side. I'll change it. Another dinosaur. Oh, this one wants to open from this side. Then, oh, this one I like, the little piggy with the stacked baby. Ah, that's cute. Okay. Then we get another snowman. This one I like too. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choose one that I like, make it in my style. Oh my god, I love this one. And then I'm gonna get a random one. Oh, the cow. It's precious. The idea is precious, but of course, no instructions. We can figure it out. Now I can see why this was 20 bucks. This is like a panda snowman, I guess. Enough clay to make it. 16, Santa. Hey, Santa. It was about time. 17, another dino. This one's brown. Okay. 18, a ladybug. Oh, I like the colors on this one. Yes. Oh, mouse. See, I like the ideas. I'm probably going to tweak them a little bit, but I like the ideas. I wish they had instructions, like even how many balls you need to roll. Okay, he looks mad. That is day 20, a snowman. 21, T-Rex. 22, another dinosaur. This is very dinosaur heavy. I'm not really into dinosaurs, I have to admit. Oh, a bunny for 23 with the red clay and everything for its eyes. And finally, 24. Ta-da! Oh, it's a snowman. I actually do think it's the cutest of the snowmen, so that's nice for day 24. And you could definitely make a Christmas ornament out of this one. Like I made Christmas ornaments out of clay last year. I'll share the video. But for now, this is what I have. And as far as opening the calendar itself, it wasn't as exciting as I expected. But I do think if you open one per day, the feeling is different. I just wanted to open the whole thing at once. So like I said, I'm going to choose the ones I really want to make, or like I want to try to adapt to my style. And then I am going to pick a random number and see which one I get to do after that. I think that's going to be fun. I love playing with clay. I love foam clay. Some people hate it, but I love it. So all I have to do now is choose. I'm trying to remember the ones that got me the most excited. Definitely not the not the dinosaurs. Maybe the frog could be a contender. I liked it. Not the fish. The stacked snowman. I like this one too. Let's see. There was another one that I really like and I got excited when I like the bunny. There was something else that I thought was so cute. What was it? Not dinosaurs. This one I loved, the little snowman. So now we have 4 that I liked, and there was something else. It was a cow or something. Okay, yeah. Here is the cow I like and the pig I like. So this one I don't. Okay, I have my 6 choices here of the ones I like the most, but I honestly can't choose. So I'm just gonna mix them a little bit, try not to look, and pick one. Like, okay, this one. Oh, it's the little piggies. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the little piggies, and I want to make them all. Let's see how many I make and how many of the random I make, because I think maybe Destiny wants me to try one of those ugly dinosaurs. First thing, I got the clay out and rolled 2 balls for the piggies. Then I used the lighter, almost white pink clay for the other parts, just like in the reference picture. But because I was trying to add my preferences to the piggies, I first placed the snouts in the middle, and they look just like heads and not entire pigs. So I ripped them off and started again. While doing this, I thought I wanted to add a little bit of brown to the bright hot pink clay to mute it down, which I actually like better for piggies. So I modeled them again and now placed the snouts a little bit higher for it to make sense. Added the ears too, rolled tiny amounts of black clay for eyes, and then I checked the reference pictures to see if the pigs had tails to add my own. I wanted a heart-shaped cutie mark on the pig's bum, so I added that. I thought that would be cute. And then I saw I still had some pink clay left over, so I created a third super tiny pig and stacked it on top. Added tails to the top piggies too, and done. Mine don't have arms and legs, but this is how it looks. I think it's cute. This is what the reference picture on the box looks next to what I made. That's the front and the side, and I had fun, so I wanted to make another one. For the next one, I decided to go for my favorite from the calendar, day 24, the cutest little snowman. I thought it was so precious, so my plan was to make him as similar as I could to the reference picture. Started by opening the clays, of course, and I wanted to do the body first. But because I touched the red clay first, my white got a little bit stained. But that's okay. Two balls rolled for the snowman, easy, and after that, I flattened some clay for the scarf. When I was putting it on the snowman, I placed it on the wrong place and it immediately bonded with the white clay. Because this clay was so fresh and sticky, I couldn't separate the two colors, so I had to cut out the red parts, remake the snowman, and then, of course, remake a scarf. This time I had better luck putting it on. Still wasn't perfect, but with the help of the included tools, I managed to make it look okay. Next was the hat, and I definitely didn't feel I had enough clay to match the reference picture. Maybe I've made my snowman's head too big, but because of the amount of red clay anyhow, I knew this needed to be hollowed. No way it would be enough for a solid hat. So I struggled a little bit modeling it, and it looks a little different than the one in the reference, but it's still cute, I thought. I did not have orange for the nose, so I mixed a little bit of red and yellow to make a tiny carrot. Then I rolled up the glue clay into a large coil that I wrapped around the hat and put the little white ball on top and made a tiny green leaf to go with it. Used the same green I had mixed for the buttons, changing them because I didn't like them being orange, and then black clay to give it its arms and large round eyes. Added pink for cheeks and done. This is what the image on the box looks like next to my version, and I think they're super similar and both are so cute. So I called this one a win. For the next one, I wanted to pull a random number out, so I used my dirty iPad, sorry for that, to generate a random number. From 1 to 24, there. Clicked generate, and I got 7. And I thought I would choose a second random box, so I generated again and 11. Oh, that's perfect. 7, 11. I looked through the boxes. Number 7 was this cute little turtle, and then 11 was a dinosaur. Ugh, like I said, I didn't really want to make a dino, but there were so many in the box, the odds were high. I started with the turtle because I liked it more, took the clay out, and I wasn't loving the shade of brown I had for its head, so I mixed it with yellow and a little black. And now that I had the color for the body, I didn't like that bright green next to it, so I also mixed black into the green to desaturate it. Shaped the turtle's shell with it and then added the head, tail, and legs. So straightforward and simple. I was happy. I forgot to put the coil around the shell before adding the limbs, so I rolled it out and carefully placed it around it. It was definitely more difficult this way, but I liked how it wrapped around the legs and head. Then I mixed a lighter green and made a small heart to use as one of the spots that the reference image had on its shell. I just wanted the center spot to be a heart, so I added more irregular spots around it. It was time to add those big, white, bulging eyes, so I rolled 2 balls of white clay and put them on the head. Used one of the tools provided to create an indent for the mouth, and finally rolled tiny bits of black clay for the eyes. This is how it looked on the box, and this is my version. Okay, this time I really like mine much better. Next, I had to do the dinosaur box I pulled, but I didn't want to make a dinosaur, and I started to stare at the clay, thinking how I could use those colors and amount of clay to sculpt something else. My mind drew a blank, so I went to Instagram to get my followers' help. While I got some answers, I fixed my nails because the nail polish was chipping, so I came back with a different color on them, and an idea of what to sculpt that was generously submitted by my YouTuber friend David from Sin City Yeti. If you don't know him, check his channel out. He is so incredibly talented, and we have collabed before. He gave me the challenge I used for my makeover of a Mariah Elizabeth's plushie, and then he made one too. He suggested I made a galaxy whale, and I thought that was such a beautiful suggestion. I started by rolling the biggest color of clay, and then I started to add different colors to it, hoping as I rolled they could mix with this swirly effect. That wasn't working, it wasn't looking great, so I tried mixing colors together on the side first, working with them flat, and that looked a little bit more like a galaxy. So I mixed a bit of all of the colors I had, creating this galaxy blanket that then I wrapped around the biggest chunk of clay. I now had a galaxy ball that I shaped into a whale. First, I started with the tail, and then I was happy with that, so I used the tools to pinch out the two flippers on the sides. I was loving the effect I got, but now looking back, maybe I should have used the galaxy ball more intentionally, thinking of which colors would land on which part of the whale. I used the remaining light pink clay to make the underbelly of the whale lighter, and I scored some texture on it. Then I moved to the face, and this is where I messed up. I thought I would use my tool to create a large whale mouth and to press it in to create some eye sockets. The mouth made it instantly creepy and weird. Also, as I filmed this part, I was running out of daylight, blowing my halftime manicure for the poor time planning, so I was rushing to finish. Couldn't wait for the next day because this foam clay dries fast, so I quickly added pink on its cheeks in an attempt to save it, as well as some water coming out of his blowhole. As a last step, I tried rolling tiny amounts of white clay to put them on top and make them look like stars, but that proved difficult, so I just let it be. The next day, and this was of course dry, so I simply used a white acrylic marker to paint shinies on its eyes and to draw more stars on top. I also used a black acrylic marker to draw inside the mouth and extend it in an attempt to make it more friendly, cuter, and less freaky, I guess. I mean, it's a tad better, but I'm not sold on it. I need to try this idea again on another day. So here's what the reference picture of the box looked like next to what I made. I actually love craft kits like this where you get an idea you can make or you get enough supplies to go rogue like we just did. So thank you again, David, for the suggestion. I wanted to do that again. It was fun sculpting from someone else's suggestions, so I picked a new box, took the clay out, and posted again. I'm guessing that because of the colors, a lot of the suggestions were pretty similar, most landing on snowman or bee. There was one person who suggested a polar bear wearing a jersey, and that got my attention. I wanted the bear to be my go-to bear character I've created, Cutie Bear, so basically a bear with a huge head and a small body. I had to clean my desk before sculpting with the white clay to avoid getting it stained, so with everything clean, I made the body with its legs, tiny arms, and tails. Put that to the side and made the larger head with two small ears. Basic shapes ready, so now to use the yellow and black clay. I started to cover the bear's back and arms, molding the clay on top to make it look like it was a sweater. Probably have already guessed what I'm doing. With the sweater on, I rolled a coil of clay, which I flattened with the box, and yes, I could have used an acrylic block, but I'm using only the tools provided. And I cut it and I put it on the bear as a headband. Then I used black for its nose and eyes, and I broke a toothpick in half and covered the ends of those halves with black clay also. Now for the yellow clay. I rolled thin strips to place on top of the sweater to create stripes. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but it looked okay. The thing was that applying the stripes made me mess up the bear's bottom and legs, so I had to rip those out, try to smooth it, and then reattach them. Finally, I took the toothpicks and pushed them in the bear's headband, put the head on top of the body, and then used the leftover yellow clay to make these two little balls that I placed on top. So yeah, it's a little polar bear dressed as a bee using a bee sweater. I love it. Thank you for the suggestions that inspired this character. I think he should be a sticker. And of course, again, here's a side-to-side comparison of the reference and what I made. I love him. I wanted to do one more, and when I saw the clay colors included for this dino that I still did not want to make, I immediately got an idea. I thought this clay was perfect to make a gingerbread bear. Yay! So I modeled the bear first, pretty much the same steps as for the polar bear, but kept all the parts separate. Then I grabbed the white clay and rolled it very thinly to try and use it as icing. This was more challenging than what I expected, but I think it basically looked okay because real icing can be wonky too, right? Maybe using shorter strings of clay would have given me more control? but no matter. I think this is more about enjoying it. I have always been obsessed with Play-Doh, loved it as a kid, still love it as an adult. So making stuff like this makes me happy. I was even thinking this could be a fun activity for Christmas Eve. Give each member of the family a box, and whoever makes the best thing in 20 minutes wins a prize. And you could even have categories: most creative, most abstract, all of that. So the body was done, white tail, buttons, and icing on its arms. So I put it together and moved to the head. Flatted some clay to look like a puddle of icing on the bear's head, and then I tried the coil thing again to add icing around its head like a gingerbread man. Added two flat circles for its cheeks, and then using the darker brown, I gave it a nose and eyes. Put both pieces together, and here's my gingerbread bear. And that side-to-side comparison to the reference picture and what I made. Oh wow, they look exactly the same. I wish I've had more time to create more characters with you, but that one was the last one, so here are all of them together. I think they are all precious, and I think this is actually a perfect advent calendar because of the price point and the joy or the enjoyment you get from it. Let me know what your thoughts are on advent calendars and if you are as hooked as I am on watching people open them. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope that I'll see you next Friday with a new one and that you're having the most wonderful day. Bye!